Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D, and Double OT, Terrific Trav. How you fellas doing today?
Ready to rock.
Hey, chilling.
Hey, I love it. Hey, it's like we were all in perfect sync because that's how Two Town is, and I got to remember because we're Two Town because there's three of us. Just like how Four Town, it was five of them, but it was
Three Town sounds better though.
Talking about Two Town.
Yeah, okay. Well, D, if you think that Three Town sounds better, then we'll stick with Three Town.
I mean, if I have to pick one, it's Three Town. Two Town sounds like we're hiding from somebody. You got to guess which town we're in to find.
We're hiding from somebody.
We've narrowed it down to two towns. You know, that's how it sounds. Like, this guy.
Oh my god. Christina, like this is what we do up here, and joining us right now is somebody who is really, really sweet. She's really nice. She's wholesome. She is a voice actress, and that is Miss Christina Costello. Christina, how are you doing today?
Well, thank you. I'm doing great. Aw, you make me sound so nice. Thank you.
You are nice. It's just,
you sound nice.
It's like you sound nice, and it's just like I've been talking to you this entire time, and I'm just like, man, she is really, really nice, and I want to say like you're welcome. A lot of guests that we have that come up here, they're really, really nice. And like, that's one thing that I love about like all of the guests that we interview, whether it's for the podcast or who's that cosplayer, which we're going to be talking about cosplay because you're a cosplayer in the interview. So before we get into all of that, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And D, like you say every time,
as always, episodes of the podcast found in the description. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for watching. And if you could, give us that rating on Apple Pod, right?
Right, guys? The Apple Podcast, the follow on the Spotify.
Yeah, give them the what, Trav? The five?
The five.
The 1, 2, 3, 5. That's right. So, but Trav, tip of the day?
Yeah, tip of the day, Trav.
Tip of the day. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on the tip of the day. Look, just give me
water.
A heck yeah, and we'll call it a day.
Give me a heck yeah.
Drink water. That's all you got to say.
That's all you got to say, man. All right, look, if you don't have water, just make sure that you got the remote handy because you can always do anything with a remote. So
that's it.
With that being said, Miss Christina, one of the things that I always like to do up here is ask our guests, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one, but like I had said at the start of this interview, you're such a positive person and like you have an amazing story to tell. So it's just like I just want to scratch the villain part away because you're a hero. Obviously.
I wouldn't believe it.
So let everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So let everybody know your origin story.
All right, cool. So my life origin story or voice acting? Hold on, just so I say the right story.
Up here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks,
talk
we
about
all
life.
Family.
Life. All right, cool.
Family up
life
here.
Up here.
Heck yeah. All right, cool. Okay. I'm Christina. I was born with a rare lung disease. I was not supposed to be alive. I'm alive and kicking.
Hell yeah.
And I am a disabled voice actor. I have done on camera. I've done a little bit of print modeling. I'm 5 feet. I'm too short for like the other modeling. Hence, I'm in like a children's hoodie. So yeah. And now I do voice acting. It sounds like a weird pipeline, I guess, but that's me. I'm unhealthy and I do things. Wow. Yay.
Yeah. Well, you do them well.
You do them well.
Heck yeah.
Kudos to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's just, seeing your tweets that you put on Twitter and everything, especially after, it was announced that you were going to be in Genshin Impact. And, like I said, like you're such a positive person and, to be told, like your parents were told one thing when you were born. And it's just like, like she's going to make it. And we've heard stories like when we interviewed Brian Donovan and he was talking about his sister Kelly and, because she had Down syndrome and it's just like, like she's not going to be able to make it past this age. And like, she made it to 40 years, of age. So that's why I just always say that, it's just like if one person says one thing, you can't always go off of what that one person says. It's just like you always have to try, you always have to push forward. You can't give up. And it's just like, some people, it's just like they give bad news, and bad news can be really hard, but you got to take that bad news and you got to turn it into a positive. That's how I like it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. It's all about perspective, and sometimes just being stubborn, I think, seems to work for me.
That's right. Hey, that's how you got to do it sometimes. I have me personally, I have 2 kids that compete, and I tell them, don't ever let somebody tell you what you can't do. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. If you can't, if it's tough, you give it your best shot.
Exactly.
That's all. You give everybody and everything, give it your best shot. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And just to piggyback off of that, I mean, it's the same thing because Christina, I'm a professional wrestler, and I was always told that it's just like, I was never going to be a wrestler. And then even when I was, when I got into the business, I was told, oh, you're never going to amount to this. You're never going to do that. And then to see where I am now, and especially, after my weight loss transformation and all that stuff, like putting in the work in the gym, it's just like, I've never been somebody to, listen to the negative opinions that other people have to say, because if you listen to those opinions, then you might as well just agree with everything negative that everybody says about you, So
exactly.
It's like, so pinky's up to you right at the start of the interview. And, I think it's awesome that it's like, you're still here, you're still going, you're doing awesome, amazing things. And now, part 2 of your origin story, because we never had like a twofer up here when it comes to origin story.
Part 2.
But now, like, tell everybody, it's just like, how did you get into the world of voice acting?
Yeah. So I started on camera. That was kind of where I found my home and what I wanted to do when I was really, really little. Partly because when you're like 5 and 6, you think cartoon characters are real and they're occupying those jobs right now. So you can't work them because they're on the TV, so they must be real. So a long time I wanted to do on camera. As I got into that world, I always wanted to do voice acting, but wasn't sure what to do or how to get into it. And eventually my health got a little iffy with on camera. The days are really long. It was just a little rough on my body. Right. And the pandemic hit, and I'm high risk, so I'm not going anywhere with that. And it kind of like opened my eyes to voiceover being something I could do from home, because remote recording started to open up.
Yep.
Incredible. Yep. And I honestly feel like I fell into it a little bit. That sounds so cliche, but the first thing I ever did was singing children's nursery rhymes for a YouTube channel.
It's sellable.
I can hear it.
Like you can. That sounds realistic, right? You're looking at me and you're like, yeah, she does that.
Yep. I would have thought that even if you didn't tell us.
That's
read children books.
Exactly, right?
Yes.
And that led to like animation and kind of me finding my voice and stuff that this little squeaky voice can fit into, which is super fun and exciting.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing it full time, which is
awesome.
Well done.
Thank you.
As someone who just unlocked your character, spoiler alert. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
I was gonna call you Colin when you came in, but I was like, nah, let's just roll with it.
D, since we're here and you're excited, you're our Genshin Impact guy.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and segue into the Genshin Impact.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, D, the floor is yours.
Hey, pass forward, code of ball.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Christina, what was it like becoming part of a growing franchise? And it's super popular too. Like, were you like stoked? Do you have like a ritual when you book things? Like, do you have a celebration?
So let's
apple
see.
Juice.
I do like apple juice. I won't lie.
It just reminds me of Rugrats.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tommy.
Baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do.
There it is.
I was super stoked. I had loved Genshin from the manga that came out on Webtoon in 2020. Really, really loved it and was like, okay, well, if I play the game, I won't get into the game. That's just my luck. Like, I won't get to audition. I'm just gonna pretend I don't like the game and read all the lore online. And ended up getting the audition, didn't know it was Genshin at all. Everything's code named and so secretive. didn't know until like I got into the session. It was Kale, who I loved in the manga. Pretended I was super calm and cool, and I was like, "Oh, Kale, who's that? I'm a normal person, and I don't know what you're talking about. I never read the manga, of course." Got out of the session and just screamed.
Oh yeah. Well deserved.
So I think my celebration was screaming. Is that normal?
Nice. Yep, it sure is. Depending on what you're doing.
Is.
Yep. Around here it is. Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was basically my ritual. And then I always reward myself with sushi if I book like.
That's a great one.
Pause. All right, what sushi roll do you go with?
I really like spicy salmon. I love anything with salmon.
Yes. The hotter the better.
Yeah.
This
So
guy.
good. So that's what I do. I celebrate with sushi and screaming, as do most people, right?
Right.
Yeah, kind
I mean,
of.
well, it's for me. It's either sushi or ramen. You know,
Ramen is so good.
and it's perfect when you go somewhere and then they serve both of them, because then it's just like you can get your ramen or you can get your sushi. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
go.
I wanted to ask her a question, but did you?
Yeah,
have
go
another
for it.
Genshin
No,
question?
go for it.
So, you know, like I said at the start of the interview, you know, I have a series on YouTube called Who's That Cosplayer, where it's just like I interview cosplayers, because I feel like when it comes to cosplay, you really only know the cosplayers when you see their photos or videos that they post on TikTok and whatnot, but you don't know who the cosplayer is. So like, that's the reason why I started the series. So I wanted to ask you, like, how did you get into cosplay?
I have been cosplaying since I was 18 is probably when I first started actually trying to make cosplays. I don't remember what caused me to want to cosplay, but I know my first Boston Comic-Con, I made like a Harley Quinn costume, and I was just like, I need to dress up. And I think it was just a realization that people did cosplaying and had fun and made friends that way, and it was like something celebrated, and it was all stuff I loved, and I didn't know that world really existed. And I have been obsessed since.
That's how it is. It's just like
easy.
once you put the costume on, it's just like, well, what can I do next? Because me and Dee, we both cosplay, and we've been trying our hardest to get Trav to start cosplaying.
Do it!
And it's just like, I gotta. It's like I was telling Dee the other day, because I love My Hero Academia and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I told Dee, because you know he's always working out. I'm just like, I know why you always working out. You trying to cosplay as Kirishima, so that way you can get Kirishima to my Deku. And then I was just like, so look, if you do that, then we can get Trav to be Azawa Sensei. And I mean, Trav, this is the first time I'm mentioning this, but yeah, you can be our Azawa
I can get on board for that.
Yeah, man.
I already got the sleepy eyes.
Exactly. You know,
you do.
So
you could.
That's one of the things that I just love about cosplay, because you can just be whoever you want. And, you know, like right there, your Nurse Jenny. And I didn't put that up just to, I'm not controlling the computer, but I just think it's awesome, the cosplays that you have done and whatnot.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So I want to ask you, what have been your favorite cosplays that you've done over the years? If you could just give me 3 of them.
I think my top one is the, I did Zelda from Skyward Sword, and that was a dress that I made completely, and that was probably my first time actually really doing like everything. Very often I will buy something a little cheaper and then like sew to it, because I hand sew, so it's really hard to
that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm slow. So the Skyward Sword is probably my top one. Really proud of how that came out. I did Aerith recently. And that was just really fun. That was probably one of my favorites too, especially because of like the reactions in person. That was cool. Just because everybody knew who I was, which is always a nice feeling. And my third, I'm gonna say Princess Jasmine. That's a special place in my heart. Oh wow, that came up.
I didn't do that either. Look, my hands are right here.
I didn't even see that until I looked. Just because that's a really special place in my heart, and Jasmine is always fun because somehow I'm Lebanese, and I swear that the second I have the Jasmine costume on, every Lebanese person in the area knows I'm Lebanese, like suddenly, and is like, "Hey, I know you!" I'm like, "Cool," and it just makes me so happy because I love little kids getting to see, you know, someone with similar facial structures and stuff as a princess. I think it really means a lot.
Yeah,
Jasmine is that's an OG princess
Yeah.
too.
The princess.
Yeah. OG.
It's the
Yeah.
truth though. I mean, look, Aladdin
Mhm.
is in the top 5 when it comes to
Oh, no question.
our
Oh, yeah.
personal
No
Disney
question.
movies.
Easy.
Top 5. But
Street rat.
So, well, then while we're here, I'm gonna steal Banks' thunder and say what's the top 5 Disney movies?
Ooh.
Ooh, Trav for the steal.
That's right.
All right. Oh gosh.
Go, baby.
Nani?
Ooh. Okay. They don't have to be princess movies though, right?
Nope.
Just Disney.
No,
Okay.
no.
Top 5
Cool,
Disney
cool.
movies.
All right. I would say currently Aladdin's always in my top 5. I love Aladdin.
It's such a good movie.
That's always gonna yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Robin Williams.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So sad. Yep.
Oh, what
Continue,
a good
sorry.
genie too.
Yeah.
I would say I love Wreck-It Ralph too. I thought that movie was really silly, really fun, and just a good modern take on, I don't know, like Penelope's the princess, but she's tomboyish and she gets to do whatever she wants. And I thought that was really cool. Yeah, there's
It's just I like how you start talking about it. It's just
and it just like shows up. It's amazing. I really liked. This is gonna sound weird. I loved Frozen 2.
I
Me
love
too,
Frozen
actually.
too.
Like Frozen 2, I thought had a more serious vibe than Frozen 1, and really showed like the consequences of your actions, and it was really good for kids.
I say this about Frozen 2. The songs aren't as good, but the story's better.
Yes,
Yeah, I
exactly.
agree with you
That's how I
on
feel
that.
about it.
Yeah.
That's really it. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna derail for 1 second just for a funny story. I
Go
saw
for it.
Frozen 2 in theaters and like a casual cosplay where I had like the braids and Anna's Wreck-It Ralph look, and a little girl was sitting next to me convinced I was Anna. And the part where, spoiler if you haven't watched it, where Elsa temporarily dies,
Right.
the girl looks at me and she goes, "Were you happy?"
Oh man.
No, of course not. She goes, "I would be." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Jeez.
I'm happy that I finally watched the movie this year. So yeah, you didn't spoil it for me. So I'm
Okay,
good.
good. Yeah, it was a little scary. She was really like, "I'm happy." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine."
Makes you wonder where the little girl is right now. You know?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for that child. But the other 2 Disney movies, I love the Pixie Hollow Tinkerbell movies. I think they're all just so incredibly endearing, and I love getting to see Tinkerbell have a voice instead of just like
Being a brat.
like
being a
kinda, like,
brat.
shaking her head and like making little bell noises. I like that she can talk like that. And my 4th one, probably Wall-E. I love Wall-E.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wally's getting that Criterion collection too. First ever Disney movie to get a Criterion.
Wait, really? I didn't even know that. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Was that 5? I think that's 5.
No, that was
5.
4. You got
Was it 4?
No,
Yes,
it was
yeah, she got one more.
Aladdin,
Aladdin?
Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Wall-E.
No, we missed one.
Tinkerbell.
Oh no, she said Aladdin.
And then
The
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
5, right?
Oh,
The
Tinkerbell.
movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay, that's 5.
I
That's
lumped
fine.
them all together, every Tinkerbell movie. Sorry, I can't pick one.
It's all good. Now, Christina, next question for you. If you get a chance to cosplay again, what's the next one you plan to do?
I'm actually doing a Cosplay cosplay.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah,
It's pretty
you
sick.
got to. I feel like every voice actor that is in
Do it.
Genshin,
Yeah.
you know, like they cosplay as their characters. I mean, and it is cool like being at the cons when like you actually are like a guest there and you're cosplaying as your character and whatnot, because then it's like the fans already know who you are, but it just makes it even more special. It's just like when you're a kid and you like, let's say using Disney for example, and you meet Princess Jasmine's voice actress and she's dressed up as Princess Jasmine. You just, oh my god, like I can't believe it's really Princess Jasmine. Yada yada yada.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I felt like I had to. I want to do Kale and then the Wendy's mascot.
That'd be
Ooh,
perfect.
okay. I got a friend like that's what they do. Like they're known for doing their Wendy's mascot.
That's
Like,
so
I love
cool.
that I love that you said the Wendy's mascot, not just Wendy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to interject. Well, if I say Wendy, it might be Wendy from Peter Pan.
Yeah, that's true.
I
too.
did say Tinkerbell
Oh,
earlier.
that's true.
Right,
You
right?
gotta specify. That's
Right.
true.
Uh-oh. Spoiler alert.
So So
Cross it
Christina,
over.
I want to ask you, like, what are some of your favorite anime that you're into right now?
I have been watching The Devil is a Part-Timer. I
Ooh.
love it so much. I'm
Great.
in the middle of season 2, so I haven't got very far, but it's
Such
so
a good show.
and it's so
Thanks.
funny.
I
Right?
know
Like,
D keeps telling me to watch it.
oh yes, no,
Keep telling,
no,
watch
you have
it.
to.
Look, I'm watching
so
Kuriko's
funny.
basketball. Like,
He been watching
you
that
been-
for.
yeah, you been-
He been watching
3
that for
months?
30 episodes now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
You
just
have to
I just
watch
made it to
it.
season 2.
No, it's so funny. It is so charming. The
Yeah, I
humor
told
is like,
So
I told him.
right. Oh god, you have
Tell
to
him,
watch
Christina.
it. You have to.
Tell
The
him.
humor is on point. If you like fast food jokes, there are a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
So
Keep telling
comical, and it also
Well
tells a
blended.
great story. Yeah, because there's like some serious stuff that goes on in it too.
Yeah, but it's like the humor is blended so well with
Yeah.
the action. It's
Yes.
so good. So
it is
good.
so good. You
Yeah.
have to watch it. That's my official.
Mhm.
All right, well,
Response.
I'll take your word for it. So, is that an anime that you would love to lend your voice to?
Oh, I would be so excited to be like a tree in that.
Yeah.
That's one of those where like I don't care. Like girl number 1 that says like, "Wow, great."
Hey, as long as
Just
I'm
be
a
at
part
the
of it.
Wendy's.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I mean, since you're a voice actor and Trav, he's friends with Dwayne Johnson. Maybe he can put in a word and be like, "Hey, Wendy's, we know somebody, and we have your new spokesperson." And then, bam, there you go. Now it's Christina.
Hey,
I will
She's the
promote
real
the
life
nuggets.
Wendy's girl. Uh-huh. And do you
Spicy
like it
nuggets.
regular nuggets or spicy nuggets?
It depends on the mood. I feel like they're both very good, but it depends on if you want spicy or do you just want a nugget at that
Mhm.
time.
Right.
That's true,
Do you
but
just
you gotta
want a
make sure-
nugget?
Yeah,
You got to make
sometimes-
sure that you get that ghost pepper ranch that they have, though. It don't matter.
That ghost pepper ranch is weak.
It is,
gosh.
though.
It's
It
weak.
Yeah.
is. Well, sometimes the spicy nuggets can be weak too, depending on which Wendy's you go
Well, of
to.
course.
They're
there's fast
fresh.
food
Them things
spicy.
gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's fresh,
That's the best.
they'll
That's
be
the
spicy.
that's the best case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Trav?
Who's up next?
What?
It's just like, yo, like we just been going. It's just like D.
I got all wrapped up in the
Trav,
spicy
I got you.
nugs. You know,
Trav
sometimes you
got
just
wrapped
need a
up in the
nug.
spice.
So,
Sometimes you just
Trav's
need a
about to go
nugget.
get one.
Well, then I'll go ahead and ask the next
I got
question,
one,
and we'll
thanks.
come back to Trav. But
Go ahead.
Christina, like, what are some of your hobbies that you're into when you're not cosplaying and you're not voices and whatnot?
Let's see. I love video games, which I think like everyone that does voice acting probably
Correct.
loves video games, but they're so fun.
Mhm.
I like I write poetry, so that's pretty exciting. I mostly play video games. I also like jump roping, which is probably a really weird hobby, but that's something that I'm currently really into for no discernible reason. And I draw, but not well. But I want to draw well. Like I'm trying to learn
Then
to get better.
just keep going.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's exactly. Hey, everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah,
Just
that's
keep
the
going.
stage I'm at. I'm at the like, oh, that kind of looks like what you're going for, unless it's Kirby, and then I draw Kirby really well for no reason. So that's
Yeah, I always
talent.
feel like
Kirby's
I don't know,
fun,
like
though.
Kirby is always easy to draw, and
Yeah.
the moguls from Final Fantasy, like I was always able to draw those
Yeah.
really well. But then when I tried to draw like a character, I was just like, erase, throw away, I'm done, delete. But
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
the
yeah.
moguls are always
What'd you
like,
say?
delete.
Delete.
Like I remember when I was in middle school, there was this girl that I liked, and she knew that like I was somewhat of an artist, and she was like, "Can you draw me something?" So I drew her. I drew her a Mongol, right? And she was like, "What's this?" I was just like, "It's a Mongol." Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, she was expecting Winnie the Pooh or something. I was like, "It's just like Winnie the Pooh, but it's from Final."
Well, she was
Fantasy."
probably maybe expecting her.
Hey, I'm not. Hey,
And draw
I'm not
her
that
li-
good. I'm not that good.
like it
I'm
was
not- I'm not
Titanic
on
or
D's
something.
level. D is the person to be drawing people. I'm not that good.
I'm just the guy. I'm the third
I'm the
guy.
Third guy.
I'm just the
Yeah,
third
there
guy.
you go,
The guy who
third
comes
guy.
in to save y'all after the mission. That's it. I come in through the fire with the helicopter. Get up!
Through the
Whoa.
fire.
You
That's right.
took the helicopter because me and Trav was fighting the.
Yeah, is that Michael? You know who
Uh-huh.
y'all was fighting. Don't beat around the bush. Now, Christina,
Yeah.
next question for you. a lot of our guests are into theater at some capacity.
Mhm.
Do you count?
I do.
What are Trav? Take it from here. Here's the Corco. Wait, let my man finish his water.
Yeah, Trav had to,
Man,
and
there's
he
the
had to
ball.
reload. Trav had to reload.
Reload. What? Trav, take it from there.
Yeah. So I gotta ask then, since D threw me the layup, what's some of
That's
your
it.
favorite Broadway plays, musicals,
Yeah.
or plays?
I love Rock of Ages. I think that show
Oh,
is
yeah.
so fun and ridiculous, and I saw it. It's probably one of the only few I actually got to see in person, other than that might be it. I think that's the only one I've gotten to see so far. With the original cast, it was super fun. Love Rock of Ages. Hairspray always has a special place in my
I love
heart too.
Hairspray.
It's just so
Thanks, favorite.
fun.
One of them.
It's
Right?
a fun one.
It's so good. It's so fun. And then I don't know if this is a real favorite or it's because I did this in high school theater, but Grease has a special place in my heart because I got
Grease
to
is
be.
sweet.
I was Eugene,
Hey.
so
that.
that has always had a special little place in my heart. As far as other stuff, I haven't got to see Hamilton. I hear it's really good, and I want to see
Yeah.
it so badly. It's on Disney Plus, right? Is it on
I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what you been waiting for?
It's
Hey,
on.
I knew Trav was
And
gonna say
Christina,
something.
don't feel bad because I haven't seen it either.
Yeah,
But I
haven't
know
seen-
that it's coming here to because we live in Virginia.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know when it's coming, but I saw that it's
Well,
on
it's
the
not
line.
it's not the original cast.
It's not the
It's-
original, but
Yeah.
it's but I mean, still, it's definitely an experience just to go
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see it though.
Yeah, we ain't got
See?
Hamilton money over here.
Yeah, you're right. No, but just seeing something and experiencing it for the first time at any capacity is better than not seeing something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you kind of, because regardless if you see the old one or the new one, you still get the right to judge them
Exactly.
and, compare them after you see both. So
That's
you got to
true,
start
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta watch Hamilton though.
Yeah, I really
So
want
good.
to. I need
Hell
to.
yeah.
And I love Sweeney Todd.
Mm.
Yeah, Sweeney
Right.
Todd's one of
It's
my
so-
favorites. They never asked me, but yeah.
yeah,
They literally, almost 100 and something episodes I've been with these guys. They never asked me.
Oh,
They just keep
no.
moving.
But
It's-
yeah,
I'm just
we
a
didn't
third
know.
guy.
We'll
It's
ask you
cool.
down.
Nope. It's cool. I don't want you to ask me.
Well,
Good. Sweeney Todd is. Oh yeah, we watched.
Put them in the pie.
Right? It's oh my gosh.
Hey.
We got to in music class when I was in freshman year. Watch Sweeney Todd as a stage show, and then watch the movie to see how it compared.
mhm.
Oh wow.
And that was a really cool class assignment. And I think that
How did you feel about the two?
I always felt like they
Or-
both were really well done. I felt like the movie really tried to show the darker side a little bit more. I know the stage play and the musical is dark, but I think it plays more on the humor.
yeah, it's dark humor.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it really shows a little bit more. I think that the movie made it a little bit more serious. It was still super well done. Gosh, Joanna is one of my favorite songs ever, and it always will be. But yeah, I think I like the musical more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, I'm not a fan of the Burton movie, to be honest with you. Versus I enjoy the play much more.
Yeah,
Did you? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
sorry.
No, you're the guest. You got the floor.
I was simply agreeing and saying, yeah, I had no
Oh, yeah.
problem.
You
with
got
it.
president.
yeah.
So please,
Yeah.
please continue.
No, I just wanted to ask Trav. Do you like the movie at any capacity, Trav, or you just don't care
Yes.
for it versus
Yeah.
all together?
It's just the same thing sometimes I got with Burton coming in and doing Alice in Wonderland. It's sometimes he just makes things overly weird and dark for no reason.
I
Well,
get
that's
what
his
you're saying.
thing.
Just
Yeah,
stick
I
to
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I would
And-
say Tim Burton, when he takes a project, you kind of can set your expectations because you
Right.
know what he's gonna do.
exactly.
To be honest, you know
Yeah.
exactly what he's
Same
gonna
like
do.
Quentin
so.
Tarantino, for example. You already
Exactly.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You already know.
Robert
Yep. So,
Rodriguez. It's just those directors. It's you already know what you're getting into when you watch those type of movies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that I've ever seen any of their movies where it's just they went right instead of left. So
mhm.
Yeah.
So Christina,
Yeah.
we have some questions that fans ask you, your peers that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
ask you and whatnot. But before we get to those questions, D, did you want to go ahead and ask your question, or do you want to just say that for the end like we always?
Hey, stay with the script, bro. You already
Okay,
know.
I'll stay with the script. So yeah,
I don't
we'll
know
go
what
ahead-
follow the
he's
playbook.
doing, D. I don't
Well,
know.
I just- I don't know either. Why do you-
My
Just messing
bad.
it
I
up.
apologize. I rewind. So,
It never
starting with
happens.
Yeah, that's
it
it.
never happened. Hey, look, I
Never
just held up the deneuralizer.
Oh,
and,
God.
bam, there you go. But yeah, this first question, it comes from Syrian Strange. They ask, what's the biggest challenge to you as a voice actor working with a disability? Can you think of a time you really had to push yourself through a rough or tough moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that probably the biggest challenge is accessibility still in the industry. I think that it's still becomes a thing of pleading your case. I mean, I have a double-walled booth behind me, and I still have to be like, I can travel. I'm very fortunate. I have family in Los Angeles. But it is still a pandemic. I am still very high risk, and I would like to not ruin my lungs.
Exactly.
So it still becomes a thing of whether or not I'll even be considered for some jobs, and that can be a little bit frustrating, especially with a disability, because it's not something I can change. It doesn't matter if I have money or not. I'm still going to be disabled. That's not something I can fix.
Yeah.
And I think a personal time I had to push myself. Ironically, the Genshin audition, I had a kidney stone. Yeah, and it was really bad, and I almost didn't do the audition, and I didn't know it was Genshin. The only thing that had me going like I should do this was, oh, the art's really cool, and that was like the only thing in my brain that was like, it has to be something cool. The art's cool. I should push myself and get this done.
The world is beautiful on Genshin.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's just such a fun game. But continue, sorry.
No worries. I get sidetracked all the time. That's like
we snowball.
You mention it, and it's just like
I
start.
I know. I'm the same way. Don't worry. That or I recently had to do a session legitimately right before a surgery, like an hour before I had to leave, because scheduling was just so.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be able to do it after the surgery, and I ended up doing it. And when you're pre-op, you're usually dehydrated because you can't eat or drink for 12 hours. You're starving.
Yep.
And I just remember I got in the session and I was like, there's going to be mouth clicks. I literally cannot drink water. I am so sorry for your ears. I don't know, like, what else I can say. I cannot fix this at all. So that was really super tough. And anytime I record post-op, it's just trying my best.
Yeah, well, I have a piggyback off of that one before we move forward, Banks. I gotta ask. Now, Christina, you said that you play a lot of video games.
I do.
So have you ever considered just streaming?
I just started streaming.
Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, there you go.
There you
just
go.
because I think it's something, that keeps you safe, and it's something you can do from home,
Absolutely.
And I think people would enjoy it. It's like
Show
being
off
read a
these
bedtime
badass
story.
hoodies.
Yeah. And then at the very end, you out of nowhere, you could just start reading a storybook. Just tell people to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You know what time it is.
It's story time.
Wind up a little jukebox and let it go. So, thanks. Continue.
All right. The next question is, this also comes from Syrian. Are you into archery like your Genshin alter ego?
Jesus.
I want to be so badly. I saw that on Twitter and I thought, man, I wish I could say yes, and I've always wanted to try, but I don't know how much I trust myself.
I feel the same
Arrows.
way.
I don't.
One thing's for sure, you can cosplay it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can cosplay it. Get a
I
Nerf
feel
gun.
like, have
Get
you
a
ever
Nerf
seen
gun.
Christina? Have you ever seen Grown Ups?
Oh yes.
Remember when Steve Buscemi he shot the arrow?
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Like, that's what I think. What happened? No.
Me too. I don't think I could do. No, I want to, but I feel like for the safety of everybody around me and myself, I might not.
Just want to take it easy.
But someday I'll try. In like I don't know. Maybe I'll take a lesson someday. I don't know, but then I feel bad for the teacher.
Just start with the Nerf. Just start
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
Nerf.
You could try. Look, if Dave and Buster's can have the plastic axes there that you can
That's
throw
true.
at, you know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Then they can have an archery with plastic arrows and stuff.
That's what I need. Yeah, I need plastic.
Well, let's start with the dartboard and we'll move on.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Graduate.
That's
So,
smart. Yeah.
This is the final question from Syrian. They said, what do you have to say to other Mina, Swana, people of color kids out there who want to act but are afraid there's no room for them?
That there is always room. It feels like there's not, because the industry has such a long way to go at representation. But every time one of us continues to work, to book, to open that door a little bit more, it's all about extending a hand down to the next person. There's room for everybody.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey, remember?
I love that answer.
I just want to say, don't ever let anybody out, all the kids out there across the world, don't ever let somebody tell you can't do something.
Exactly.
Across the world.
So it's the same message. Don't let anybody tell you. You get out there and find out for yourself. You know what you're made of.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's true. That's how I feel, man. I'm passionate
Father
about that
D.
stuff.
Father
Hey,
D.
Right.
Take it easy. No.
Flash is here.
The Flash
Oh
is
God,
here.
no. I'm not bottling children's tears.
So this
no.
This next question comes from Jesse Pennick. They said, would you want to get into voiceover directing and find another Mina or Swana talent?
I would love to learn more about voiceover directing. I don't know if I'm at the point where I feel like ready to take on another responsibility, because I'm trying my best right now. It's the one thing I'm doing. But I think that in the future, I would absolutely love to learn how to voice direct or shadow somebody so that I could help create some more opportunities, because I think that, like I said, there's room for everybody. And I think that includes in directing. There needs to be more diversity and accessibility in directing too.
Like I said earlier, representation matters.
Yeah.
Like I 100% agree with that. This one comes from Addie. They said, what do you hope for Swana/Mina representation in the future?
I hope that we can just exist in stories and it not be like all about our background, because sometimes I think that when there finally is a Middle Eastern or Swana person in a game, that's like all the game will talk about. They won't let us like live our lives as people. It's about either a horrible stereotype because somehow they're always secretly a terrorist and you're like, why does that have to be like the plot point at all? Or it's like they will hammer into you that this character is different because they're not white. And you're like, well, why can't I just like exist as I do in the world and get to tell my story and that be enough? So I think that my hope is that there will be more of us in stories where it won't be such like a shock that we're there, because I think there's a lot of lacking in that kind of representation. I know that I got maybe 11 auditions for like my ethnic background in the last year, and that's not a lot, and that's not including the percentage that weren't stereotypes. So I think that I'm just hoping we'll start existing in stories more.
Keep pushing.
All we can do is keep pushing, and I think that there's progress being made every day. It just feels like it's really slow, but I think that as long as we keep being loud, that will become more of a norm for everybody, because there needs to be
I agree with that.
way more rep for literally everybody.
And we got one more. I'm a steal it from your Banks, Koriko style.
Hey, that's right.
This was my favorite one, man, because this one was just so silly. It's from Shadow Link. He's sending people to the Shadow Realm over there. It says, everyone else is asking really meaningful questions, so I'm just gonna ask, what's your favorite type of cake?
Well said, Shadow Link. Wherever
said.
you are. Well said.
That's meaningful. That means a lot to me. I like cake.
This the future Wendy's mascot over here. You know?
Ask me about nuggets. No, I'm just kidding. I think I actually just started baking. Oh, that is a hobby of mine. I bake.
Nice.
I do have another hobby. I cook and bake. Whew, okay.
Sweet.
Now I sound like I have a little bit more of a life than I did in the beginning.
Video games is a good life.
Thank you.
Voice acting and playing video games. Pretty good life.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Go for it.
One of the cakes I made recently is a flavor that I'm hoping to recreate because it ended up being my favorite I made, which was strawberry lemonade.
Ooh,
Nice.
I love strawberry lemonade. That's what I get from Wendy's every time I go to Wendy's.
Hey, that's what I
Strawberry
drank too,
lemonade.
Trav. The spicy chicken sandwich with
Hey,
strawberry
bro, I got
lemonade.
I got a
Lemonade.
title for this
Where I go.
episode. Heck yeah, the strawberry lemonade.
Yeah, hey. and you get the boots with the fur. The whole crowd's looking at her.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Well done.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite cake. And that sounds weird because I made it. I guess if I didn't make it, lemon. I like lemon cake a lot.
I love,
That's really
especially a lemon bunt cake.
That
Yeah.
7-Up
Mm.
lemon cake, that was the best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
Good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Nice and
Uh-huh.
moist.
Nice and moist.
Yeah.
So, all right, so Christina, we are here at the end of the episode, and
Mhm.
at the end of each episode, D, he has his final 2 questions that
All
he
right.
loves to always ask. So, D, the
Cool.
floor is yours.
Let's
Yeah,
do
here,
it.
here we go. So first wrap up question:
Mhm.
favorite 80s or 90s movie, or both if you have one of each.
Ooh. I love 16 Candles. I know.
Oh my
that's-
god! I was about to say you look like a 16 candles
I really like
kind of
I
gal.
really- and I also loved Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's
Hey,
Oh, for sure.
classics,
so fun.
classic.
That is so
All right.
crazy.
All right.
I don't think you can just tell. It's so good.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club. I think I look like the type of person that likes all these movies, but yeah,
hmm
those are probably my.
Okay. Now, second question.
Yeah.
Growing up, was there anything that spooked you, scared you, and stayed with you? Whether it was a creepy lullaby, doll, a giant dog that kept your ball on the other side of a fence. What you got?
I was a really weird kid, and I was friends.
We
with,
all
like,
were, I think.
right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like I had the opposite thing where I caused the fear in people by accident.
You were shouting the red rum in classroom.
I don't like. Okay, so we had like this giant Chucky doll from like the horror movies, Chucky.
Mm.
Never heard of it.
And
Yeah, I thought you was talking about Chucky Spencer.
that would be hilarious.
Right.
And I decided, as a kid, I had a really thick, curly red hair. I still do, but it was like Little Orphan Annie. And I looked at the Chucky doll and I was like, you have giant red hair. I have giant red hair. We're probably friends. I was like
Right.
3. Made total sense. So I stole the doll constantly. And my mom thought like it was haunted because it kept moving around.
It's so weird because that happened in the first season of the Chucky show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, really? Oh, well, it was me causing it. So I was the one scaring people. But I think for something that stayed with me, okay, I love cats. I forgive this cat. I need to preface this as an adult. But I went outside after having like milk and cookies as a little kid, and a cat bit my neck.
Ooh.
And
Did you become
that
Catwoman?
I wish. Well, I'm a cat lady now, so I guess it ended up.
Hey.
But I was really, really terrified for a pretty long time of cats, which is ironic because all I do is post pictures of my cat now as an adult. Wait, do we have a friend?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love
See,
cats
it's your
now.
power. See, yeah. Cat,
This is
cat
Bagheera.
lady.
Yeah. He has a sister named Baloo. Baloo and Bagheera.
Oh, I
She's
love-
not as she's very antisocial. She actually sleeps with her back turned to us all the time.
Oh, that's
It's the
hilarious.
strangest thing.
Oh my
She
gosh.
has to. So
That's incredible.
yeah. But yeah, that was a wrap up with a
Ooh.
special guest. Captain, take us out.
Yeah, I mean, Christina, you got bit by the cat, and then the cat came at the end of the episode.
know.
So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining us. It was awesome talking to you, and
Thank you.
you're welcome. Before we let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you.
You can find me at Twitter, and it's _Tina_time VO, like voiceover. And that's
Yeah.
what I do. And Twitch is the same thing minus the VO.
Nice.
Tina
Got it.
time, baby.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's Tina
Hey,
time.
And I mean, all of the kids are on TikTok. Do you have a TikTok that they can follow you at too?
I've only posted 2 times ever, but it's also just it's Tina time.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
look, I'm telling you, you're like all of the Genshin Impact voice actors that we've had up here. It's like once they started posting on TikTok, they went from having 0 followers. They went from 0 to 100 real quick. That's all I'm saying.
Really?
'cause
Oh, maybe
It's a
I
lot.
should.
It's a lot of kids on TikTok, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
love Genshin Impact.
You're also a streamer. So
you
might want to put clips up there.
And a professional nugget eater. So
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go
Don't
and
leave out the spicy nuggets.
And you bake cakes too. And so with that being said, thank you again, Trav. Let them know where they can find you in the social media land.
That's right. I'm on the Instagram at ZK Audio, and I'm on the Twitter at TRAVIOSCK. D, my man.
You can find me as always at rebellious_D23 at Instagram.com. And Banks, if they need I need a hero, where can they find one?
Hey, you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you again, Christina, for joining us up here on a new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode. Make sure you check out some more interviews that we have up here on the channel, along with reviews and reaction videos. Check out our podcast. We have brand new episodes every Tuesday. The link is down below in the description. And then the video of that episode is up here on YouTube on Friday. With that being said, keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Good. Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.